Hello, I'm Howard Thomas, Principal of Lowndes Associates, Corporate and Commercial Law Specialists. Today I've been chairing the first of our 4 business breakfasts this year, which is on M&A, opportunities for exit. I'm joined here today by Justin Ensor. He's a partner in the corporate finance team at KPMG. Justin, thank you very much for participating today. Some very, very interesting parts of your speech, your presentation this morning, in particular in relation to valuation. I'm quite keen to ask, how are businesses in the $10 to $50 million range valuing?
It's a very good question. The businesses in that price range typically value on the basis of fundamental factors of the nature of earnings, the quality of earnings, whether they're domestically focused or internationally focused, and what their forward growth prospects are. If you look at the method of valuation, typically that's what we call a capitalisation of earnings, which simply stated is you take an estimate of operating earnings, being either EBIT or EBITDA, and apply a multiple, which you observe through transactions in the marketplace. If you sell a business, what you'll find is that in that price range that the purchaser will want to leave you with buy the business and leave you with your debt and financing obligations to settle from the purchase price. Now, we see multiples for these businesses typically within 3 to 6 times EBIT, but they can be higher. And in situations where they're higher, it's because they're either high growth, very secure cash flows, or maybe they've got an international buyer who sees them as a critical part of their supply chain.
That's interesting. There are a few strategic areas where multiples may be slightly elevated. What I'm really keen to know is, what are the trends as you see them going forward?
One is the emergence of Asia in M&A. You will have read that the Asian banks, Bank of India, for example, is recently established in this country, and we know that Chinese banks are coming to New Zealand. We're seeing a reorientation of our banking system towards Asia, and that's all ahead of what I would say is M&A activity coming. The second one is the recent Crafer case and the OIO process. It was a long one, and it's suggested that if you are an overseas buyer in New Zealand, you need to prepare a lot more thoroughly to buy a New Zealand company. And lastly, I'd say that New Zealand private equity's raised $700 million over the last 3 years, and they're very well positioned to drive M&A in the New Zealand market.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Justin, for your participation in today's session. We've done the Business Intelligence Series M&A exits, and I know that your comments were very well received. That's about it for today. Thank you very much for attending. It was an excellent session. I know one of the aims of the series is to have people leaving better informed than when they arrived, and we certainly have had feedback to that effect already. So I very much look forward to the next sessions.